taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Dr. Chad on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream. Today is Friday, August 29th, the last trading day of the month. S&P down 14, NASDAQ down 101. Russell is tiny green, up 4 points. Dow is down 82. We had core PCE pre-market. Had a little bit of a bump in price. It's been kind of trending up since then. Gold is flat. Silver's down about 1/3%. Notes and bonds are red. 10-year yield up 1/4%. Oil down 1/3. Natural gas up 3/4. Soybeans and wheat a little bit red. Corn green. Euro and the pound both a little bit red. And Bitcoin is down about 1.5%. VIX up 0.83% at the freeze. Currently at 14.55. Last day of the month, so I am still going to do the 1 DTE and the 6-7 put calendar near the open. I'm going to pause all BICs. I'm going to pause all no tranche trades. I'll do the last day of the month RIC at the end of today. And then don't forget, Monday is Labor Day, so no trading Monday. We do have consumer sentiment it's the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment at 9 a.m. this morning, so 30 minutes after the market opens. Next week, Monday closed, Tuesday ISM, Wednesday JOLTS, Thursday unemployment, and Friday NFP. Took the Affirm bullish fly, and that thing's looking good. My peak's at 90. It's trading at about 92, I think. Yeah, right at 92. The NVIDIA one from earlier this week is going to need a big bump. Doesn't look like it's going to get there. So I'll deal with that at the end of the day. Either if we get a push up, might try to scale out, or just if it keeps going down, I'll just have to let it expire. Opening bell in 1 minute. SPX showing an expected move today of about 24.8. This is about 1 point higher than yesterday. Good morning, all. Good morning, Krish. Morning, Lando. There's the opening bell. Biggest movers this morning. Affirm is the biggest on the upside. BABA also had earnings. It's up 8% as well. Firm's up 18%. See, there's another earnings. Oh, Ulta. It was up earlier. I'm not sure. It must have dropped off. Ulta Beauty. Okay, it's down now. Biggest stocks on the red side. SMCI is down 3%. CoreWeave's down over 2%. TSM, NVIDIA's down. All the chips getting hit this morning. Chippies getting pushed down. AMD's red, but it's pushing higher right now. Firing my 6.7 now. Should be around 64.90, yeah. Let's see where I get filled. I got filled on the 85. Ooh, they're expensive. 780. My 1 DTE also filled. Affirm is now up 23%. Need that to kind of calm back down. It's getting a little too aggressive. Up over 100%. See if it comes back down here for a minute. See if I can squeeze a little bit more out before I close some. See what else we got going on here. Apple tried to go green, got pushed back down. Same with Amazon. Tesla is green. Google's trying to go green. NVIDIA's down 2%, pushing through yesterday's lows. Russell's holding up. NASDAQ the weakest. See, I got into my butterfly for 92 cents. I'm going to put in an order to close 4 of my 6 Affirm flies at, I'm going to put an order in at 220. So if price comes down, it should hit that. Be about 130%. Spread's a little wide this morning. Yeah. Yeah, Baba and Baidu. Baba is up from earnings. Baidu's probably riding Baba's coattails a little bit. Celsius up 4.5%. I still don't understand why this energy drink acts like a tech stock. It's delicious, though. I will say that. TLTR tried to go green, got pushed back down. Indices still within its pre-market range. Russell's trying to break out to the upside a little bit. So we're into our second 5-minute bar here. SMCI has a volume bar that's growing. MSTR, yeah, bouncing through yesterday's low. GME, I don't have that one on my radar. GME does not have a growing volume bar as far as I can see. Krish has a special charting package he uses. You're just predicting it's going to grow? So SMCI is going to get there to the downside. Yeah, I see it's green, but it's not. It's like a quarter of the size of the first one. That's right. Yeah, I don't know what charting package you're on there, Krish, but your volume always seems to be a little different. SMCI is starting to bounce a little bit. All the chips coming down. SMH. Indices coming down. Bitcoin coming down. NASDAQ down through pre-market lows. Yeah, and Goog acting strong. Right at pre-market highs, right below. Hit a new all-time high already. Goog on the move already. Apple bouncing back up. So SMCI definitely had a volume bar. Had a little bit of a bounce, and it's already back through lows. So you would have had to been pretty quick. I didn't like the amount of risk on that one. PLTR getting rejected, trying to go green again. Market's bouncing, and Goog making another little tick through highs. SMCI is bouncing now. I'm going to pass on the volume runner on SMCI though. Just a lot of flushing through previous levels. Could see a good bounce here. S&P bouncing, NASDAQ bouncing back up into above its pre-market high. Hood trying to go green. Bank of America strong again, pushing through highs. Yeah, AMD flushed through pre-market lows, also swept the pre-market highs first. I like that. It's already back down now. Did you get in that one, Lando? Man, PLTR just keeps getting shut down. Yeah, that was a quick little bounce and flush out of AMD. Not really a flush, but bouncing back down. AVGO back down. SMCI is still bouncing. I might take a short in PLTR here. It just keeps getting rejected. I'm going to take a short in PLTR with the 155 puts. I'm trading the 7 DTE. $155 puts in PLTR. I'm going to go ahead and get filled here. Filled at 305. So I really want to see it stay below pre-market highs here. If it's gonna go, got rejected 3 times trying to go green and kind of swept the overnight highs here. See if it wants to. I would take my first profits somewhere above pre-market lows, somewhere down here around the 156 range. VIX popping up as the market's coming down. S&P new lows. NASDAQ staying below pre-market lows. Bitcoin through pre-market lows. I'll put in a profit target. First profit target for PLTR at 350. So that'd be right down here near pre-market lows. Needs to make another little push lower. Yeah, I like Google long here too. I do like that one. Yeah, I looked at 0 DTE for a second and I thought, I'll mess with those maybe a little bit later, but I'm going to start with 7 DTE. Get warmed up. My Affirm hit 220 to close 4 of 6. Sorry, y'all. I forgot I had my audio on. I'll turn that off. PLTR hit 350. Partial fill. There we go. PLTR hitting. Let me post my butterfly fill. Yeah, those 0 DTEs, boy, when they go in your favor, they're beautiful. They're fun. Coin through pre-market lows. MSTR is just kind of chopping while Bitcoin's coming down. Hood coming down. Circles trying to stay green. Amazon coming down. Google's still holding up pretty well. Goog, I'm going to take the 215 calls. 215 calls in Goog. Filled at 294. If this market can bounce, Goog should take off. PLTR ticked pre-market lows and bounced. So good exit so far. See if PLTR can break below the pre-market lows here. Chip stock still moving down. Netflix coming down hard. Tesla trying to bounce. I saw a license plate on a Tesla yesterday that was TZLA. I wanted to go up to him and tell him I forgot the R, but didn't. S&P and NASDAQ still weak. Weak. Goog, hold your head up, buddy. Hold your head up. Fight it. Fight the flush. VIX popping. PLTR pausing. Can't imagine my 1 DTE is looking so hot. Nope, down 17%. 6-7 put calendars only down 2%. PLTR is bouncing more than I'd like. Ew. Don't like that bounce. Get back down there. All right, I'm gonna, if PLTR doesn't, I'm gonna just use that pre-market high as my line here. If it starts to go above that, I'll cut the rest of my PLTR. That was a nasty bounce. I took off over half though, so I'm good. Let's see, I started with, I went in with 20 and I closed 13 of them on my first profit target, so still nice and green, but I'd like to see more downside out of PLTR. Goog is trying to stay green, fighting the flush. S&P, NASDAQ trying to bounce. Nvidia bouncing. Yeah, Amazon, a little bounce back up to pre-market lows. It's quite a flush though, I don't know. I'm just going to stick with my Google and PLTR for now. No, I haven't used a set buying power for all year, Krish. Everything's based on a specific amount of risk per trade. So that's going to depend on the day of the week I'm trading. 0 DTE trades much different than 7 DTE. So $3,000 in buying power is much different on a 0 DTE option than 7 DTE. So I target a max amount of risk that I'm willing to take on a trade. And then it depends on how close to my level I enter, which means how close my exit will be if it goes against me. So those are all factors, not just buying power. Goog trying to make it back up towards highs. Firm. I love those earnings on Thursday because the profits come in really quick if you get the move, even though prices out of our tent still booked about 130% profit on the part that I closed. PLTR still hanging in there. Looks like it may want to come back down. And then that's the other thing, Watson. I think you said you're already out, but it's really hard to hold through a bounce like that with 0-day options. But it's easy with 7-day, right? Yeah, with 0-day, you've really just got to take a move. It's really hard to hold through any type of bounce and consolidation. I like that dip. I like the PLTR dippage. S&P and NASDAQ have not been able to sustain any kind of bounce. Google, no extension through highs. Circle made a nice push up to yesterday's high with volume, big volume bar. And it's already pushing. That could have been a nice one. Well, you're not going to see much decay with the VIX spiking like it is. Look at the VIX. Went from 14.5 to over 15 since the open. So that's going to put a little delay on your theta decay. Consumer sentiment in 3.5 minutes. PLTR through lows. Google dipping. Man, this market is just weak. I'm going to hold Goog through consumer sentiment because I think if maybe an excuse for the market to bounce. PLTR, I should have put in another profit target. It flushed and already bounced. Got out of my first ones at 350. Yeah, dang it. Should have had a profit target in there. I'm going to put one in now at 420. If it can come back down. Don't like the dip in Goog. I'm going to give it through consumer sentiment here. A lot of volume on this down move in the indices too. Watson's short Mister. 0-day options Mister. On Mister. Netflix through yesterday's lows. Damn, Goog is dipping more than I want. Still fine on my risk level, but just hard to fight this flush. See if we can get a consumer sentiment bounce here. PLTR bouncing back up to pre-market lows. So I'm willing to risk 1,000 as my position size. Now, if Google gets down and dirty and we get a quick move with consumer sentiment, I could lose a little bit more than that, but I'm down about 480 right now. VIX still going up. I've got my order ready to close Goog if it doesn't bounce here. Report should be out. Goog's starting to bounce a little bit. PLTR also bouncing. I'm going to go ahead and close PLTR. Filled at 341. I don't like how it flushed pre-market lows and aggressively bounced, so I'll just take what I got there. Still in Goog. Bounced back up, tried to go green. It's kind of chopping right there. Bank of America strong, JP Morgan and Goldman weak. Hood making a little bit of a stronger move. Circle still chopping at previous day high. Well, the indices tried to bounce, but no such luck. Goog's still holding up really well compared to the flush we've seen, but I need a bounce. Microsoft trying to bounce off the bottom. Nvidia's had a couple little bar bounces. Tesla acting a little weak. Watson MSTR, that's a nasty bounce. Made a little tick through lows a day first. I'll be back in 1 minute. Bitcoin's still flushing. Now the bank's flushing. Bank of America, which was strong, coming down. Goog holding pretty steady. I gotta give Goog a chance, even though it's kind of below my little level that I wanted it to hold initially. Still only down a few $100 currently. Market's flushing. Just not sure if Goog or anything's going to be able to hold withstand this flush. It's getting nasty. S&P already below its expected move. Oh yeah, PLTR could have hit some more on that. Yeah, quite a flush. Quick bounce though. Getting dirty. Getting dirty. 1DTE doesn't like it. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell all pushing below yesterday's lows. Apple was acting a little bit stronger. It's now back down towards lows. Everybody else towards lows except for Goog. Hang on, little buddy. Hang on. We're going to bounce at some point. You just got to hang on until we do. Yeah, I mean, Google's really the only thing I see that's hanging on. Another flush. If we get down to Wednesday's lows, I'll do a short put vertical in SPX. So that would be like about the 64.60 level. Hang on, Googie. Googie, hang on. Getting my short put vertical bot ready. 5 more point flush. And I'm in. Come on, SPX. You got 5 more in you. Come this far. Look at all that volume too. Yikes. What's on the juice? Anything? Anything on the juice talking to us? I mean, consumer sentiment that bad? Just a little profit taking off all-time highs, that's all. Come on. One more little flush. 4 more points. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on down. Come on down. I think my bot's 45 delta. 80 wide. Google still hanging on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get in, and I'll layer into another one if it flushes more. Come on, Phil. All right, filled. 11:05. I'll post it here. I'll just post it here in the stream. I won't post it in the other one. All right, so if we flush again, I'll add, but see if we get a bounce here. It flushed through yesterday's lows. Google trying to go green. My one DTE came within a couple bucks, but it still had some room. Tesla is just bleeding. Tesla's a bleeding. Tesla might get a mighty 90 on me, from me. Tesla, if I do a mighty 90, I'll be trading the 345 calls. Yeah, MSTR is just chopping. Ooh, Tesla's not done. Not done yet. VIX is trying to get back to 16 for us. How about that? Chips are all falling. Everything, Google's dipping a little bit now. It's trying its best. I appreciate the effort that Google's putting in. A for effort so far. All right, Tesla, I'm getting in for a mighty 90, 345 calls. Fill it. Filled at $5 even. Got some room to add if it continues to go a little bit more, but this is a pretty decent little extension down here. There you go, Tesla. Nice little bounce. Tesla got a big volume bar now, but I don't mind that. I mean, we've had a huge flush lower. A lot of times when you get that big volume spike after a big flush, a lot of times it'll spell exhaustion. So we'll see. Goog dipping a little bit. S&P little bounce, getting pushed back down. Tesla new lows. You held through? You held through the shake and bake, Watson? Position size for 0. That's what you got to do. S&P new lows. NASDAQ ticked a new low. S&P still hasn't gotten down below that Wednesday low that I marked with the green line, where I would add if it flushes through that, but ticked it. Little ticker. This little move down has helped the firm butterfly a little bit. Getting a little bit down into our tent. All right, everybody up. Everybody up. We've had enough fun to the downside. Let's get a nice short squeeze bounce in. Flushed all the weak hands out. Now let's rip. Circles had some crazy volume spikes up and down. Tesla is not acting like it wants to bounce yet. In fact, I don't like how we're not getting a snap bounce out of anything, really. Meta's starting to bounce. Amazon trying. Yeah, gold and silver up again today. Gold, did it hit a new? Almost back up to 3,500. 3,534 is the all-time high that I see. Watson, do you listen to Peter Schiff? My short put vertical's up 18% on this little baby bounce. Abosh, I have a 200% just protective stop, but I'm really just managing it based on the price action. Yeah, mine's at 20. Need to push back above yesterday's lows. Nasdaq's trying to, S&P's right there. Squeeze! We need a squeeze. Let's see, what's Goog doing? I got to keep an eye on that thing. Goog is back in the green. Come on. It withstood. Tesla's starting to bounce. My Tesla's basically back to break even. I need a squeeze. Big squeeze. All right, I'm going to take one of my 3 off of my short put vertical here at 30%. Filled at 790, so in at 1105, out at 790 for one of my 3. You're already talking expiration, Abosh? It's a long ways away. PLTR getting a nice bounce. A lot of decent little bounces coming in. Hood, Circle, MSTR, Coin. The banks, big banks are bouncing. Chip stocks are bouncing. Everything getting a decent little bounce. Need a bigger bounce out of Tesla. I was hoping for a big snap bounce out of Tesla, but it's staying a little bit weaker than I'd like. And the S&P and Nasdaq are having a hard time getting through yesterday's lows. Russell's getting rejected at pre-market lows. Oh, good. Leno, that's a good one. Yeah, nice bounce out of AMD. Couple bars. Well, Tesla was not the best horse. Oh, there goes Google through highs of day. Get you some, Goog. Can't believe Google withstood that entire flush. Well, it ticked to highs. I need to push through, though. I'm going to put a profit target in Google at 325. If it can make it push through highs of day. I need more of a bounce out of the S&P though. And Google dipping now. Tesla dipping. We're gonna flush again. Google back down. We may need to go back down through lows again. Flush that. Grab a little bit more liquidity before we bounce. Ew, nasty dip on Goog. So close. Yeah, it looks like the high tick in the VIX was 15.97. Goog is having a real hard time breaking above that 213 level. Yesterday and today. PLTR still bouncing. Apple tried to go green again and got shut down. S&P's, NASDAQ's little dip. Looks like it may be trying to get bought up. Goldman and JP Morgan still red. Bank of America still barely green. Bitcoin still at lows, down over 3%. We need Bitcoin to bounce to get this risk appetite back on. All right, NASDAQ pushing above yesterday's lows. Goog, little dip getting bought up. Let's push. Everybody up. Let's make this a team effort. Tesla, 2-bar bounce. Basically at break even on my Tesla trade still. From where I got in. I'll put an order at 550 to get out of some Tesla. It's going to need another bounce above yesterday's lows. I mean, I got my 2-bar bounce on a mighty 90. But let's see if we can squeeze here a little bit. That's quite a flush. I'm going to lower my profit target in Tesla a little bit. I just want to get out of some. How about 530? Wooga's not on my plan, Dark Avenger, so I won't be doing it, but last day of the month, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't my plan. PLTR trying to make a move to highs of day. Well, it's about mid-range, I guess. If you check the today's plan channel, I always post what I'm doing. So today's 1 DTE, 6-7 put calendar, directional day trading, and last day of the month Rick at the end of the day. Man, PLTR bounce is what I would have loved to see out of Tesla. No, scroll up to the very top, Sonia. It's a channel called Today's Plan. I post there every morning, pre-market. I'm going to get out of some Tesla here at yesterday's low. Oh, come on. Fill me. Fill me up. I missed it. Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, let me change that because I was posting all of my positions and everything, which was more than just day trading stuff. But now that I'm just a full-time day trader, let me update the permissions on that one. Oh, Lando just did it. There you go. Thanks, Lando. S&P pushing above yesterday's lows. My discretionary put vertical is up 32%. I've taken one of three off. I'm trying to get out of some Tesla right here at yesterday's lows because it's not giving me much. MSTR is just sloppy choppy, Watson. And Google. Thought we were going to push through, but it just hasn't done it. Did not get filled in Tesla, and it's reacting off yesterday's low. That's what I was afraid of. Russell starting to bounce. Apple almost back up to highs of day. Tesla rolling over again. Had the right idea to get out of some, but did not execute. Might still be done. I'd still be done flushing, but would have rather taken some risk off there. S&P, NASDAQ holding above yesterday's lows so far. Russell has not gotten back up there. Goog still has not been able to push through. SMCI's had a bunch of consecutive bar bounces. I mean, PLTR's basically going straight from the bottom, looking like it's heading back up to the highs of day. Sonia, post a screenshot of what you see, please. That's the easiest way. Looks like you posted a screenshot of the screen that I'm sharing here, not that channel. Bitcoin is not bouncing yet. We need a Bitcoin bounce to bring up all the risk assets. Snowflake bouncing. Affirm is still up 15%, but it's kind of trending towards lows of where we opened. Put verticals up about 36%. Tesla's little dip getting bought up. Need a punch through yesterday's lows in Tesla. Been on here for a little over an hour. I just want to see what happens with Goog and Tesla here. I'll stay on for a little bit longer. Be back in 1 minute. S&P, NASDAQ, a little dip again. SPX trying to make its way back up to the expected move. Lower one that it flushed through. I have it marked at about 64, 65-ish. I will not be doing that, Dark Avenger. I have not found that to be a successful way to trade those after you get a big down move with an implied volatility spike. I used to try to add on that type of move a lot, and it never seemed to work out very well. In fact, I like to do the opposite. If we are moving up and you're seeing profits come in, that's when I like to add. Which is kind of counterintuitive to a positive Vega trade, right, quote unquote, which is what a calendar shows on the Greeks. But these, one day between the expirations, like a 6-7, you actually see a lot of the opposite. It's almost like it's a negative Vega trade. A lot of that depends on what's going on those expiration days too, though. So like the 6 and 7 DTE are September 4th and 5th. So we've got some employment data pre-market Thursday, and then the NFP Friday, and that's why it was so expensive today, because the back options have that NFP date. A lot of times those will trade for in the $3 to $4 range. Today I got filled at $7.80. So anyway, all that to say, no, I won't be adding. Tesla just chopping under yesterday's lows. Did not get enough of a bounce based on where I entered. Still tiny red on that one. Goog, I'm tiny green at this point, but I need to push through highs of day. S&P, NASDAQ dipping. Little dipping coming in. My 6-7 is holding up pretty well. I mean, it's down 6%. I'm on the 64.85 strike. And with the vol situation between the front and the back, because the back options are so much more the profit tent and the P&L T0 line are definitely not as wide and as flat as you see a lot of times on a Friday. So, for example, here's what mine looks like on the risk graph. So we need a bounce. S&P still dipping. Tesla's little dip is getting bought up a little bit more. Not the squeeze bounce I was hoping for. Coming back down. Russell's back through lows a day and coming down heavy. Nvidia heading back towards lows. SMH heading back towards lows. AVGO down to lows. I'm gonna just close Tesla, take a little loss on it. I don't like the looks of what's going on here. Filled at 470 in Tesla. I'm still holding Goog. Hopefully, I don't know if it can withstand another flush. S&P heading towards lows. Still have my put vertical on. Took one of 3 off. My remaining 2 are still up 11%. I'm going to go ahead and close my vertical as well. If we get another flush, I will reload. Still coming down. I'm trying to get filled to get out. Uh-oh. Fill it. All right, filled at 11:45, so I ended up taking a little loss on those last ones. A winner on the 1 contract, loser on the 2. Net of why is it not showing? Oh yeah, net of about 7%. So all I have on then now is Goog. Still holding up relatively well. S&P just ticked a new low. NASDAQ heading down there. Russell new lows. So I'm going to wrap the stream and get off here. If we get another flush here, I may consider doing another short put vertical. And then I'll post any directional day trading ideas as well. Otherwise, I will see you all in Power Hour for the last day of the month. Last Power Hour of the month. Have a good day, everyone. Talk to you soon.